Okay, I see the clock going, so that means things are working. So the first thing I want to show everyone is right here in this bowl, I have a combination of flour. My family does not love whole wheat, but if I'm going to be giving them sticky buns all the time, I need to feel like they're having some level of good nutrition. So in this bowl, I've got a combination. I've got into 1 cup of brown, 3 cups of white, but the recipe does technically call for 4 cups of white, but it says to play around with it. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, and then I'm just going to sift that together. I'm going to try to not get my new computer dirty. So I'm sifting that together. I don't want to see the salt. Salt is actually in bread recipes for 2 reasons. The first reason is obviously flavor. The second reason is it stops the yeast from overworking and overdeveloping. I want to show everybody, this is my yeast, okay? You can see, how do I turn this guy? Can you guys see this? It's kind of foamy. That's how you know it's really good. So I'm now going to dump that in. But if you look, you can see that I've got yeast stuck on the inside of my cup. So I'm actually going to grab a rubber spatula. I'm going to scrape out all that yeast because I want it all in here. There we go. I'm going to start mixing this together. Oops, gently, because I really and truly do not want this all over my floor. I should show you guys a video of my daughter yesterday. We're homesick, and she got to play with flour and water. I don't know if you guys know this, flour and water by itself, when you mix it, turns into glue. So I actually had to scrape my floor to get it off eventually. But when I show you the pictures, because I gotta be honest, it was amazing. The amount of fun she had with it, I don't even care what it did to my floors. So now I've got this really disgusting stuff that I'm never gonna be able to work with. So I need to put flour on my counter. There it is. Putting a fair bit on, and I'm going to try to dump my dough directly into the center of it. Now, if I touch this with my hands right now, I'm going to be covered and I won't be able to get clean, and it's going to be a whole thing. So the first thing, if you have a bench knife, I'll show you what a bench knife is. It's awesome, but you don't need to have one. I have one because my mom bought it for me. I would never have bought it myself, but I'm going to be honest. It's life altering. So this is a bench knife. Okay, it's got a flat side, like kind of squishy, and then it's got another side. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a spatula, like a hard spatula, and I'll show you how to do that. Here it is. So instead, what I'm kind of doing is just trying to toss, because I know I've got all that flour underneath. So right now I'm trying to not really get my hands involved because I don't want to be completely sticky, because I don't want to lose any of the stuff that's going to be part of my sticky dough. So right now I'm just trying to incorporate that flour in. I will be honest though, you guys, it's way easier with the bench scraper, which I actually saw at Dollarama now. I know, I feel like I need to work for Dollarama. Anyways, I kind of keep pushing it into the center. This is the exact same premise as making your own pizza dough at home, which is probably something we should do as well. Maybe we'll do that tonight. Okay, so now it's enough. But again, I'm still not using really heavy hands. I'm just using really light hands to do the tossing. And if you guys look, I'm starting to do fingers, heel, fingers, heel. Okay. Now, if I start to stick on the bottom, that's why this guy's also really good, because I can help scrape it up. And then I'm just going to add a little more flour. And then I'm going to go fingers, heel, fingers, heel. I have to tell you, this new camera situation is pretty good. And you see how I just keep going back always into the center. I'm going to lift up more of my flour from the counter. Fingers, heel. Fingers, heel. Finger, heel. And this is kneading. So when you work dough, oh, that should be 2 things I actually tell you guys. Oh, hold on, I'm running out of flour. Hold on. When I put flour on the counter, this is called flouring. Okay? If I put flour on top of my food, that's called dusting. So I'm just going to do a couple more flips. And there we go. So now I have, when I get this circular ball, that's called a boule. Now I'm going to take my same dirty bowl, I'm going to put oil in it, and I'm going to cover it with a tea towel so it doesn't dry out.